Oh, good morning, good afternoon. Oh my gosh, welcome to Casual Boots Week, Link to the Past Randomizer Invitational League. You might think that we are here on the layout, as it says, Season 6 between Terranigma is a great game represented here by The Lane versus the Salt Miners represented by Hitsu. Did you know, though, this is also could be a absolute throwback to League Season 1 by Team Awesome, where The Lane and Hitsu were actually on the same team. Seems like friends in Link to the Past, friends in, I believe they play WoW. I don't know if they play together, but these guys have been together for quite some time. And, even though they were on the same team in Season 1, looks like they are bitter rivals, at least for Season 6. So this is going to be one heck of a match. I am Claire Mouse, and joined with me, of course, is Jem, also a longtime friend of theirs. Tracking for us today is Windfox. Jem, how's it going?
Hey, yeah, I'm excited to see this. They yesterday I saw them argue who carried their win back in Season 1, and
that's true.
I think today we're going to find out once and for all.
Okay, right. And so, yeah, for the record, we may or may not have gotten a couple tips, maybe, for some commentator cues for things that maybe they would like to hear us say on stream. So, a little bit of history, of course. Hitsu, yes, of course. I think, yeah, they were in League now this is their 6th season in a row. Certainly, of course, on different teams. Hitsu, amazingly, has won 3 League seasons out of 5. He won Season 1 with Team Awesome with The Lane. He won Season 2, not with The Lane, with the 2 other teammates, and then he won Season 5. As fact, the Salt Miners are returning champions, defending their title. And so Hitsu would just like to note that, if anyone's going to be carrying anybody, Hitsu has 3 League wins, the Lane only has 1. And I guess if you're on a team with Hitsu, keep in mind that there is no I in team, but there is a Hitsu. So there you
go. That's a very nice way to rephrase that thing.
Oh my gosh! These guys are so great, though.
Yeah, just who knows? Maybe Hitsu just always joined the correct team to get carried.
Yeah, you're right. And just like in Brando, just like anything else in life, it's certainly, of course, in order to get into Invitational or anything high level, you do have to certainly be good. You do need a probably good amount of luck as well. Brando, of course, is completely randomized. You cannot control where the items are placed. So you just kind of have to hope in this case that your particular routing decisions or strategies or styles, for that matter, kind of match with this, with what you're given in terms of the scene.
Yeah, and what better mode to use your luck than Casual Boots?
Yeah.
It can come down to just picking the right pendant very often.
We have certainly seen many things happen. In this week, I think the Casual Boots tournament was also going on kind of earlier this year. This mode, being, I don't know, more of like one of the earlier normal quote unquote modes. I won't say standard because that's an actual real term for a mode, but this is kind of no keys, right? No entrance, kind of back to basics. One of the original probably modes of Randomizer. So that means that all the dungeon items are within their dungeons, and you're probably looking for what, I don't know, 15-ish, 20-ish, items, something like that, right? And so if you don't have that much, I guess, solution or number of things you need to go find, the variance is going to be, probably a bit higher, right? Just because if it's just that one thing, that's going to swing the race by 15 minutes, it's kind of hard to kind of come back if you don't have much more room, to kind of play.
Yeah. Occasionally you have 2 things or 3 things that are weird out of the way spots that can even the playing field, but yeah, it's the unfortunate truth that in open modes, right, in basic modes like casual boots, a lot of the time it comes down to that one ice rod that's out of the way somewhere.
Yeah, that ice rod, that medallion, that and for what it's worth, it also could be maybe some more major items that you might be expecting early, like for example hammer go mode. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it could actually really suck, just because you're doing a lot more overworld traversal, because that hammer actually affords you a lot of really nice entries into the Dark Worlds that you can't really get without it. You could, maybe go get, Fire Rod Go mode, for example. That is maybe also something you might expect to see, but, again, Fire Rod lets you dip many, not having Fire Rod, right? You can still get into a lot of places that you can't finish.
get it.
Mode. That's right. Windfox might be coming off from his, from his win for, I believe he also did technically have hammer go mode, but it was, yes, it was quite the seed. But actually,
Hammer go mode is like both awkward and very fortunate. Because on the one hand, yeah, like you said, Hammer gives you like very nice access and entry to Dark World and stuff like that. On the other hand, it also blocks you out of a lot of stuff. So if Hammer is your go mode, that means you find all the other items in pretty good spot. And yeah, just eventually you have to find your Hammer, and as long as it's not in like Ice Palace, you're usually
yeah, exactly. Ice Palace.
And I'll find it sooner than later.
now, speaking of Ice Palace, okay, so we actually do have the lane, and Hitsu, please don't die here. It would be very, very sad if you. Oh my god. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Hitsu will not most likely have to take a death warp out, but you can actually see now. Suddenly, when you're on one-hit KO mode, even the best of runners now to be a little bit more cautious. You see them not taking necessarily the same dash lines. Because while you probably would. Okay, everything. How's the lane doing, Gem? I can't watch the two.
The lane is gonna get a nice slow 500X, so he's doing great. He has full health too. Okay, that seems great. Like a very good decision.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm also glad the back of escape does have at least one heart that Hitsu can pick up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty good decision on Hitsu's end to slow down a bit and not take the usual dash lines and just make sure you don't die, because you just, you might lose like 5 seconds taking it slow, but you would end up losing like a minute plus if you die and had to go through everything again.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
Yeah, but okay, alright, so we did make it out of the front of escape, and we actually did find the pearl. Actually, Windfox already was a real nice guy in order to actually track everything for us. At least that's a pretty important item. So actually now, speaking of routing styles, right? Okay, so Hitsu and Thalane have been around for quite some time. I don't necessarily know if are we just skipping bog rocks? On Hitsu's side, like, is this actually happening?
Well, he was 9 seconds slow out of escape. He has to make up the time somehow. So here we go. First gamble.
Oh my gosh. So I was gonna say something like, so Hitsu, he is certainly quite a bit of reputation. I skip forward lost let's drop down, and he has quite a reputation of being, I would say, very creative. Really, kind of thinking, outside. Is that Samaria?
That is Samaria.
Oh my gosh. Well then. So for what it's worth, this is probably not the first time that somebody has decided to skip Lumberjack, at least the initial check, in casual booths, and then have them have that decision haunt them for the rest of the seed. Now, that being said, like, it is casual booths. Getting back to Lumberjack maybe is a little bit more difficult, and just because it is a very good opportunity, right, to check Lumberjack right after escape.
Hey, he can just combine it later with Bonk Rocks. It's just very smart routing.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder what his plan is here. If he just legit forgot, or if
I don't
he's
know.
memeing, or if he's like planning to combo it with going up the mountain later, or I have no idea.
Yeah. So okay, whether or not it's talking about nice boots, by the way, in the back of Link's hut or Blind's hut. Yeah. So speaking of memes, potentially, there was a little bit of banter between Hitsu and the lane earlier. It's not entirely clear if they were going to do any memeing or they're going to play regular. In the race room, it does say they're going to just play regular. However, that being said, like, what is Hitsu's regular? I have no idea. So we're gonna
I think Hitsu's regular is very weird, so this might check out.
Okay, well, we do have a bow. Did we get a map check by anybody? Did Thalane not even do a map check? His historical normal map check? Is that how he got a 500 in escape?
No, it was worse than the 500.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty. He probably did. Oh, that's Hitsu's map check. Desert dependent. The other two were crystals, I'm pretty sure. So looks like we're gonna see these guys go to Eastern really early. I'm not sure if Hitsu feels comfortable dipping Crystal Eastern with a bow. But...
Yeah, with a bow.
Yeah, I guess he'll have to now.
I did see the desert is a pendant, which is, really disappointing, honestly, because they do have the bow. They don't have really anything else, but, there was also a little bit of a discussion about potentially, having a gentleman's agreement about using the bow for Landmos. I don't think it's. I mean, it most likely won't happen today, but you know, at least Mouse can dream.
Yeah, no, it sounded like they agreed on doing both animals yesterday, so.
Well, yeah, but we may not even ever see like the pendant catch at at desert. I mean, it could still happen, right? We don't know where the items are. So, but given that it is a pendant and the goal is to collect crystals versus pendants, we may not see them maybe rush those dungeons.
Maybe they'll get some AAD keys practice in early and just make sure they pull pedestal before GT.
Now somehow, oh, that's right, Hitsu. I was gonna say, how did Hitsu end up ahead of the lane? But yes, he did in fact decide to delay some checks that the lane has done. But right now, though, those checks are potentially, well, okay. The heart container, Hitsu most likely won't miss, right? Even though we did see him maybe use an extra heart container in the front of escape or the back of escape rather. But that Samaria knowledge though on yeah, might be a bit more precarious.
Hello.
All right, looks like maybe we're back.
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, we do see a flash screen. Hello. Yes. hello. All right. Yeah, it looks like we actually do some glimpses of the Eastern Palace area.
Looks like Hitsu has a tempered sword.
He does. The game is Omega playable already. I did catch that we found the Master Sword in Blind's Hut as well. So, and given getting tempered this early is super nice.
Yeah, they're both probably going to be very happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since we're looking at an Aga clear. Always very comfy to do it with tempered sword.
Aga. So, well, okay, so do your Aga senses start tingling before Lamp, out of curiosity? Or are you just kind of like staring at those swords, Because I knew that some people, when they get the tempered, they get pretty excited. They just kind of forget about everything else that's bad.
I mean, would you call Aga bad when you know it's required? I'd call it pretty good.
Fair. That's true. I guess it's like if you know that it has to be required, like you may as well just basically rush it at that point, right? Or whatever, like rush it to the point where you are comfortable, right? Maybe if you're not comfortable with Dark Aga, like you maybe should go try and find that lamp, because of course no one's gonna force you to do dark rooms, especially in that tower. That being said, if you think the lane, maybe once he gets that lamp, right, he is actually just going to go and go to Castle Tower.
Yeah,
I guess
I think so. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
It's probably gonna be. Well, at least it feels like it's gonna be required Aga for Dark World anyway. Because right now we only have swords. We have a glove. Maybe it's not required Aga for Dark World.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We do need one more piece. So, but yes, continue.
But yeah, the swords and the bow for powered make it look pretty Aga-ish. If we want to use that made-up word.
Required. Yeah. Well, so I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, like we also do have a pearl, so like doing Aga, and then basically being able to go to Dark World. That's a bit more appealing, right? To do Aga if you are maybe unsure if that's going to be your Dark World access, because at least you can keep going, sure. Right after that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still Hitsu might still do a couple extra checks before going Aga if the next piece of progression that shows up is the lamp. Stalain would just do Aga right away, probably. He has temper to clear it quickly, and he knows it's required, so might as well just do it.
Okay,
that being said, right now we just have Pod without Hammer, as our option after Aga, so maybe it's not that appealing actually.
I guess we don't. Do we not care about catfish? I mean, it is a check that really doesn't ever exist. Okay, that's fair. I have never ever seen anything remotely useful ever on catfish. All right, like I stick by my statements. By the way, I was actually just wondering this. So did Hitsu do Vanilla Vicky chest?
Nope, he skipped it and saved a minute.
Yeah, and it was only 20 rupees, and I guess maybe technically it's not. Okay, on the one hand, it is an item. It looks like it was probably looking like a guaranteed item because I did see the last item drop on Armos. On the other hand, you know, again, like we don't have a lamp, so maybe it's not logic. I don't know what people's tendencies are for that one, but you know, given what we've already seen on Hitsu's side, delaying anything until maybe post game for Hitsu is I don't think I would ever be surprised at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're up against a runner that you either think is like on your skill level or even better, skipping that chest is pretty much it's just a pretty good decision, I think, especially if it's not in logic right now. No, like to the right knowledge, it might be in logic sooner than later because there's something on lumberjacks, which means we're gonna find the lamp at some point. But then again, it's the cane on lumberjacks, which you don't really need until very late into the game. So
yeah,
lamp can still just drop in Dark World.
Right. I mean, so I guess you're kind of maybe looking at a required. You mentioned that cane may not technically be required. Like it's so we can hit that off chance, right? Because well, there's our Dark World access. It's just a hammer, casually, laying there, in the drained item. It's almost kind of like the story. You drain some water and suddenly you find a hammer that you've been missing all along. Man, well,
yes. We might see a pod dip sooner than later, assuming it's a crystal.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Like all we can do right now. Well, we can also do thieves, but that's about it.
But I guess hopefully you is the hope to find mitts? We have a we have a hook shot. We have oh my god.
You're on Tamira? Okay. What if we just have everything?
Yeah. Why didn't we go to South Shore earlier? I mean, these guys are rushing these crystal dungeons, which. Yes, that's what you are, quote unquote, supposed to do, because again, we do need crystals to finish the game. But then again, given the propensity, of both the lane and Hitsu, yes, both of them, rushing crystal dungeons may not necessarily always have been the primary directive.
Yeah, if you do South Shore first, you get to combo Pod and Eastern here, which saves a little bit of time. Well, never mind, Pod is a pendant, you don't want to go there.
Wow. Okay, yes, we see Turtle Rock is the other pendant, and there's a green pendant as well. So, Gem, we may not have an ice run hunt today.
Yeah.
May not, yes.
But we do know now that Aga is definitely required, and it's not required for Dark World access, so Hitsu could be in trouble here.
Yeah, and I always want to say that if Admire were for the pendant and Turtle Rock is the crystal, it actually might be a little bit better for Hitsu. Only because if you are lacking cane, you cannot possibly go into Turtle Rock, right? So then that's a basic whole dungeon that's walled off to him. But if it's Mire, well, I mean you can go through the entirety of the front, right? And maybe get one item out of it, but then you definitely you can't finish the dungeon, right? And the lane having that knowledge for Lumberjack is very useful. Are we getting when did we pick up flippers? Because we're going straight into Swamp Palace. Oh, they were in Hype Cave. Well, then we're going straight in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Hype Cave had flippers and bombos. So, wait, how close are we to go mode?
Yeah, that's a great question.
We just need
Fire
Rod and Flute, and that's it, I guess. Assuming that Myers bombos, otherwise we might need another medallion.
Maybe the lamp. I mean, so once they have Fire Rod, I believe both Hitsu and the lane can do Aga in the dark.
Yeah,
that's my assumption. I guess
so.
I don't remember the last time that I've seen them actually do this.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. If you're unsure, then you just pull up the map and then you know where the torches are, and that makes it essentially free with Fire Rod. Okay. So I have full confidence that both of these guys would do Fire Rod Aga if needed.
my copium of of desert is spiking right now.
Oh no, the lane needs to farm a second
Yeah, he
bomb
needs
wipe
to.
here.
Oh my gosh, he's gotten so unlucky. So again, this is just hard like time bleed, unfortunately for the lane. Oh my gosh, how many times is this? 4? I can't count.
The third.
Third time.
That's the 4. Oh my
Oh my gosh. Okay, surely Fumf will be the charm. That is one of the only numbers
said that
I
very
know.
nicely.
No, it's not. I'm just. Oh my gosh.
Okay. It's time to learn the next number in
No.
German. It's
what is 6? Never mind. I don't need to learn 6. What is 7?
Yeah. Sieben.
What is it? Sieben. Okay.
Sieben, yes.
Sieben. All right. Sieben is the lucky number both in in English and in German. Oh no.
That was pretty painful for the
Okay.
lane.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I was
Should
even
have
gonna
really
ask.
just used a shovel and gotten a bomb on the first
See,
leg. I don't know what
so-
he was doing there.
So he is on Team Terranigma, is a great game. I don't know how much digging is involved in there, but I also don't know how lucky I guess S&T or Ressi has gotten with the shovel before. Now, if he was on Team Wash, on the other hand, like I think he would just be kicked off the team if he didn't use the shovel. So
Yeah, but I mean, if you say that Terranigma is a great game, then you dig it, right? So you should be pretty good at using a shovel.
Mhm.
That just makes sense.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So is the lane gonna go to Swamp? Looks like we're gonna do a map check on the right side first, but he's gonna run.
And he's gonna turn around. He's totally going to turn around.
Oh, okay.
Nope. What? The lane? Alright, I guess we're going to... Are we going to pendant out here?
We're going to Ice Palace. How could we forget about Ice Palace?
Oh, we don't have mitts.
I want mitts right now for... Oh, so close. And that would have been amazing, Like, we didn't do any of South Shore, and the mitts are literally sitting here on Lake Highlight Island. And then the lane would look like an absolute genius, and also make me look better. This is our first bottle.
I'm surprised he didn't... Yeah, that's why he picks it up. I'm surprised he didn't just pick it blind. If he's gonna... Or pick it up. I don't know. Feels like it doesn't make sense to check it here.
Okay, so it looks like, I'm gonna assume that because Hitsu is back here in at Argus so quickly, he did not do left side swamp?
No, he definitely
Okay.
didn't.
Yeah, seems to be doing really well though so far. Yeah, Hitsu, again, this is, oh man, is it close to his normal level of aggression? Is it farther off from his normal level of aggression? I guess you never really know with Hitsu. Oh my
Hey, it's a fire
gosh,
rod.
no, dude, the lane is... okay, so Hitsu is making, like, tremendous progress, like, clearing out... he is basically already up a Swamp Palace, he's up Eastern, and he's also made a lot of good decisions in terms of skips so far. Well, we don't know anything about Left Side Swamp so far, but, I mean, we definitely know he saved at least, 1 minute, you said, right, in Eastern Palace over the lane, because he did not do Vanilla Big Key Chest. So that being said, though, the lane certainly has, certainly at least the Fire Rod, over Hitsu, which is, arguably not necessarily the most convenient locations to get to. Also, he has that Samaria knowledge, and yeah, that's kind of like, there are a lot of unknowns here for who can be considered, let's say, to have the advantage.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Going back to Hobo seems really difficult for Hitsu. Well, it's probably fine if he ends up going to pod at some point.
Yeah,
and you get it on the way.
Okay, yeah, that was gonna be my next question.
What Hitsu absolutely doesn't want to find right now is the flute. Because then he would just end up fluting to pod and miss Hobo. So he wouldn't go up the mountain like the gloves away, so there's absolutely no chance he would have like a good opportunity to check Lumberjacks.
Oh yeah, that's also a really
wants-
good point. I forgot he also needs to go check Lumberjack. Oh, yeah, right. Because
No,
like,
he wants to
normally-
put in some weird spots. He wants it late,
Yeah.
as late as possible, so he can find the other stuff he needs.
Yeah, maybe you know what? If Hitsu is a good router, maybe the mitts will be in, or the flute will be in Skullwoods. All right, that's actually really because surely he won't go to Skullwoods, right, without the Fire Rod.
Yeah,
Surely?
I would assume, right?
Well, what are we doing here in Village
Right.
Broadcast out of curiosity? Oh, he can still go and get Thieves Town, right?
Thieves
He just
Town,
say it was a 5-6 code. Yeah. What's the other 5-6?
Yeah, I just this route is something like to Thieves Town, then maybe to North Dark Vault into Mountain. something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just go Mountain instead of North Dark World. Either way, as long as he doesn't find the flute to get him to the mountain the flute way, he might end up checking Lumberjacks. I mean, you never know. He might not check it, but
you're right. You're right. We have seen, you know, and again, like this, you know, Skip. You know, he's been, I would say, you know, probably on average, you know, from an absolute perspective, right? You know, a bit more, you know, aggressive. So the lane is also walking out of Zora. I did not see what we ended up getting.
yeah, I have no idea what he's doing.
I guess, are we going to pod? Like he literally came back.
I think it's gonna be North Dark World. I think it's gonna be North Dark World, but I think that's just slower than saving and quitting to Sank, doing Thieves, and then going to North Dark World from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I guess I'm just curious, like, to see what and for what it's worth, right? The lane, you know, okay, he doesn't. It's a subtle but still, I would say, different. Like distinction, you know, between like Hitsu style of routing of being, well, you know, Hitsu, and you know, the lanes, I would say, like a tendency to maybe try to be a little bit more like unpredictable, right? You know, there's a method to the madness for both of them, but like, yes, sometimes the lane may, you know, like these guys may not necessarily always just go to a nice lamp, by the way, in King's Doom. Are you doing Aga then with that lamp? I guess no, maybe he wants to finish.
Well, there's no need to rush right now. Yeah, he's gonna finish this off and then at some point to Aga. Nice King's Tomb opening, by the way. On
oh yeah, that was real sweet.
He did the fastest way with the up A. No sort out or anything.
The lane also seems to be really good at timing this bomb, like into to open up Graveyard Ledge here in the back. I don't know. He never seemed like there's just some things with lane are just really good for execution. Like quick fish, like he has never really had issues with that one. Yeah, opening up King's Tomb, he always seems to be very consistent with that. And also just being able to do, you know, like Graveyard Ledge with that single bomb was also just, I don't know, it's just like within expectation for the lane.
Oh, you mean
looks like we're going Echo.
Going it from 3 pots away instead of 2?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. It used to fail occasionally for me until Ari pointed out that you just have to be flat up against the 3rd pot when you throw the bomb, and then it's consistently gonna blow up the wall. Okay. So that's the trick to it, essentially.
It seems like, I hope it doesn't sound like a clickbait article. It's like, you know, it's like you can optimally do Graveyard Ledge with just this one trick, you know, or.
Yeah, so Thelain quit his route at Graveyard Edge. The intent, I guess, is to, like when he goes to Village of Outcast, to be able to get Lumberjacks on the way.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good point as well. I definitely forgot about that. And then when we go back to Village, we can also check Sakid. That can also potentially have something. He did actually spend the extra amount of time to go get the bottle off of Lake Hylia Island.
Yeah, I'm still a bit surprised why Thelain delayed Swarm, but maybe the intent is to leave it for like his last clear bolt crystal so he can make an educated decision on left side Swarm.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point as well. Yeah, because probably that, you know, right, because I think, right, this has kind of been mentioned, you know, before, or brought up, like, at least for Thelain, like, he's not missing a lot of things, right? Like, we certainly don't know anything about Meyer, you know, for the medallion entry, but we do have Bombos. That's certainly true. But he's got Fire Rod. He knows where Samaria is. So, like, he just needs Flute, right, at this point. You know, and again, whatever.
And maybe a medallion.
Yeah, so those are, like, I mean... Yeah, granted, yes, like, yeah, sure, like, we've always seen the myths and left side swamp, you know, that is, well, there's always a kernel of truth to every meme that, you know, has been generated, right? But, you know, on the other hand, you know, we mentioned before, like, if you can get something major, you know, a major item go mode, like, for example, like myths, you know, that would be really huge. So.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You won't have to go look in all the late dungeons.
Yeah, because then you can go mode. You can go. Well, I guess maybe you if Meyer is Bombos, like you know, or maybe we pick up just another medallion along the way, right? You can maybe go mode Meyer. You can go mode Ice Palace. Like there are some really nice benefits here to having Myths go mode.
Yeah, you also avoid dipping into pendant TR.
Yes,
with
that's
that
very true. Yes.
that the lane has over Hitsu.
All right, it looks like okay. So Hitsu, again, like so he's claimed a 5/6 crystal already, and this is crystal number 3, for Hitsu. It didn't look like anything interesting was actually in Thieves Town itself, but of course with the hammer, Hitsu doesn't have to worry about coming back. And well,
we have
she's
mids
already.
on Hitsu's side.
Do we have mids on
mids.
Hitsu's side?
Interesting. I guess they were in Boo somewhere.
Oh, we have mids. Thanks for pointing that out. I was like, I'm staring at the tracker. I was like, I don't see it. Oh, but then he picked up the rock to keep resting the smith. Oh yeah, okay. You know what? Thieves Town looked pretty important because we found mids. Oh, well then.
Yeah, so the lane is, assuming he goes to Wu here, it's gonna get them. And then it's just Flute for gold, plus maybe a medallion. I guess being killed because Kane is on Lumberjacks. And only the lane knows that.
Yes, and, like you might be, Hitsu's decision to skip Lumberjack is, certainly not, out of the realm of reasonableness. He also skipped Bonk Rocks for what it's worth. So he just went straight to Lost Woods. It's a very interesting route. It's very open and very interesting opening for sure.
Yeah, he's skipping that chest. Okay, so we might see him go. Well, maybe Scouts first and then do North Dark World, and with that he might check Lumberjacks. He might also go up the mountain here, which would also be a good opportunity to check Lumberjacks. We'll see what he does.
Okay, we're getting closer. We have a hookshot out though, not the mirror. Oh, we have the mirror! Oh my gosh, look at Hitsu's big brain routing.
We're not gonna check
Never mind. Oh my god. Alright, well, okay, that might be the closest we're gonna get on Hitsu's side. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nobody panic. We have seen Hitsu come back from way worse situations, most likely.
Well, as long as he doesn't find anything up here, he definitely doesn't want to find the flute up here. As long as we don't find that, he might get desperate enough to check King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks, and from there check Lumberjacks. Considering King's Tomb will give him the lamp to put Lumberjacks in logic.
Oh, true. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's actually a good point. Yeah. I did forget that maybe you won't even consider Lumberjack to be a possibility, right? Until, in this case, you at least find the lamp, or at least have it, show up at some point.
Oh, there's another medallion.
Okay, yeah, that's certainly really good news. I mean, we still don't have access to Meyer, but any medallions you pick up, right, is just gonna be another thing that you don't have to necessarily look for later. Yeah, and as you mentioned, right, if we don't find anything here, that's actually probably good for Hitsu, just because, again, once he, anything he finds more that opens things up for him is just going to, lead him further away from, doing Lumberjack or, Aga Tower, right? And for what it's worth, it is going to be kind of if the lane can completely avoid the mountain, in terms of exploration, it is going to be a time save, for the lane, but, at least it's going to be minimal time loss, or mitigated time loss for Hitsu, right? In order to clear out the mountain, versus just going to another red herring, pendant dungeon or something like that, where he could be further led to.
Yeah, I mean, a useless mountain is pretty much like a pendant dungeon too, but there certainly are worse things.
I guess time wise, yeah. I guess I don't know, psychologically, at least in my mind, yes, there is the actual amount of time, which is probably, you're correct, right? Around a pendant dungeon's worth of time. It just happens to be it's very dense, so maybe people don't mind it as much.
Yeah, usually you don't get to avoid it. Still pretty good odds that the flute will be up here, considering the mountain is in logic right now. And it's just, yeah, like you said, so dense. So many chances for the flute to show up. Which would make it required. Or maybe the Ether medallion is required for Meyer. So, yeah.
And flute can be on the mountain, right? Because we found the lamp in Kingstone? And so everything's down here? Okay.
Yeah, and we have mids too, so Dark Roof Mountain is also in logic. It's just so much stuff. So many locations where the flute could be.
Yeah.
On the other end, if the flute is not here, and that could make the lane go into Tiara once he comes up here. And if the flute isn't in there either, that could be quite a big time loss for him.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah, no. These are actually very good observations. Analysis, I would say. Just because, again, like Hitsu not having the cane, like he is blocked off from certain things that he can't do. And if he's blocked off from something that he can't do that's useless, then that's great. And that's on the flip side, conversely, it's also not good for the lane, right? It opens up things where it gives you yet another decision, or option that's on the table. And if you have 0 decisions to make, you only have 1 path to go versus 10. You really have to hope in this case that luck's on your side. Okay, so we can get in to Turtle Rock. I mean, sorry, we can open Turtle Rock. We cannot actually get in on Hitsu's side.
I'm a bit surprised that Hitsu didn't open up TR here. Maybe he's thinking he has the mirror, so if he finds everything for it, he'll just open it up, but more than likely he will not find all the stuff he needs for it, so there's no reason to open it up.
Yeah, I guess from Hitsu's perspective, right? Like he's missing he's missing Kane and he's missing Fire Rod.
Yeah.
So he's quite a bit.
I don't know, like even if you just find Kane, it's still kind of tempting to go inside just in case the Fire Rod is there. On the other hand, he does have 1 crystal dungeon open right now in ice. So there's that.
Oh my gosh. So ice is not required, certainly for... Sorry, Kane is not required for ice. But doesn't it make things like a whole lot nicer to clear ice with that Kane Samaria that Hitsu doesn't have?
Well, assuming you will go to the right side of Ice Palace, then definitely. If you make if you make the executive decision to skip the right side of Ice Palace, Kane doesn't save that much.
So normally, like I would say, like you are correct, and I might be like more or less expecting, like I would say, like a time loss. We're basically taking the extra time to clear out Ice Palace. That being said, we're looking at Hitsu, and we have already seen him skip many things so far. Some things that are maybe expected, some things are not. So if we clear out Ice Palace without the cane, there's a non-trivial chance he's going to skip it. So you're right. I mean, maybe all this time's just gonna get mitigated.
Yeah, it sort of depends too. Like by the time he gets to Ice Palace, he's probably gonna feel a little bit desperate at least because he will have exhausted all his good checks. So we might see a fail. It's gonna be.
Okay, I'm sorry. Was anything on Catfish? I know the lane checked it, but like it was like kind of blocked out from my memory. It might have also been blocked out from your memory as well.
No, there was nothing there.
Right. Why do I even ask
the
question?
important things on the lane's route were the Fire Rod on Hobo and the lamp in King's Tomb.
Cool, thank you. Alright, Windfox also confirming, our tracker confirming the heart piece was on Catfish, so yes, we absolutely do not need it.
And the mountain is empty.
Very interesting.
Which means the lane makes his way there. Assuming he doesn't find the flute by then, he will probably go to TR. The lane's route right now is gonna be clear scouts, pick up the cane, and check bumper ledge on the way, and then probably go into ice. Maybe swamp first.
Oh yeah, maybe swamp. I don't know if the lane is interested in Pyramid Fairy at all, like because it looks like Ice Palace is the other 5-6 crystal. So
yeah, that's a good point. So we'll probably see him do ice before swamp, and then do swamp into Pyramid Fairy. That's a good point.
Oh man, I just keep missing things. So like, do you know if the line did the front of Skullblitz at all, or did he just literally just like rush the back here?
He's going straight to the back. Okay. He wants to do the back first here, I assume, because the way he routes this, he wants to walk out of Skullblitz anyway, since he will need to go to Lumberjacks and check bumper ledge on the way.
Okay, this does make sense then. And then I guess, yeah, okay, all right. And then he's basically just finish up all, and then maybe he can go up the mountain. Yeah, of all things, yeah. So okay, that's great.
Yeah, from there, yeah, go up the mountain maybe. I'm not sure he's gonna commit to actually doing the entire mount, but he would probably at least get his old man saving quit. Would be my guess.
Old man, and then maybe at the very least, like we'll see Ether up top for him, and then we can. And then at least you'll have another medallion in the bag, like once he, in this case, finds the flutes.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if he's gonna do anything on the mountain besides Old Man for now, because he still has those 2 crystals at the bottom.
Right.
In like the mainland, whatever.
yeah. All right. Well, I mean, so far it looks like it's a good decision because the big key here is in the back, and so if there's an item in the big chest, this is like the way to go in terms of Skullwood's routing. Oh man.
Yeah.
Speaking of, some
That's
more
it to know how
NMG
to do this though.
Oh yeah.
Nice job.
That was you said what I was thinking in my head. Yeah, that's getting his to pull off this Ice Palace bomb jug. Looks like the answer is very smoothly. So I believe Hitsu has, I believe Hitsu has ran NMG in the past. Probably not recently, but it is still something that he has done in the past, like quite well.
It looks like we are doing right side on Hitsu's side. Which it makes sense. There just isn't anything good left for him right now. Just like the stuff he skipped and unclearable crystals or pendant dungeons.
Yeah. No, well, I guess like the left side swamp verdict is still out. Just because the lane hasn't been there yet, and then Hitsu certainly did skip it. So if the if the flute is there, that is. Oh, I don't know. I don't like Hitsu is really on something nice for the scene. I mean, so I guess, and the other thing is that he also needs to go pick up his fire rod, right? From Hobo. And okay, so he has an opportunity to go right after Ice Palace, like he can swim. To Hobo. We are still fluteless. He has not done like Pyramid or Catfish or anything like that, so maybe he's still willing to go that route. But we're running out of opportunities for basically him to conveniently, well, relatively speaking, right, conveniently go and getting his fire rod.
I think
is that true?
This route from here is probably going to be like Pyramid Ferry into Hobo into maybe. That seems
okay.
Like
yeah, that's right. He can do Pyramid Ferry, right? Okay. So there is very much hope for that fire rod to be in Hitsu's near future.
Yeah, his main issue, assuming he doesn't. Well, okay, if he finds the flute, that's of course off the table. But yeah, assuming he doesn't find the flute, his main issue will still remain the cane on Lumberjacks.
Yep, and looks like the lane, yeah. So like he routed Skullwoods from back to front, picked up his crystal from Mothula, and then some pretty nice and efficient routing here to do check Bumper Cave, mirror, and go basically take out the Cane of Samaria from Lumberjack. Looks like we are gonna get a mountain visit.
Yeah, I don't think we checked Ice-T on Hitsu's side, did we?
I did not see Ice-T on Hitsu's side. I'm trying to also remember how many items we found in Ice Palace as well.
Yeah, we're definitely missing one at least, because Hitsu checked the big chest.
And it was a map, right? Yeah.
So there's at least one item out, so of course it doesn't drop it. We know there's guaranteed an item in Ice-T. Otherwise, there's guaranteed an item in Ice-T. Okay.
Surely it's fine. The flute won't be there. I think that's all maybe. And surely if Quake is needed for Meyer, it's not in Ice-T. That place is no longer exists to us.
Yes, surely. Okay, we're not going Hobo. What's the plan, Hitsu? Is it Link's house? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it's probably gonna be the road I said. Pyramid into, hopefully, Hobo on the way into Pod.
So I know that I've seen you being able to check Hobo with the big bomb. But I've also heard some other, I guess, stories, I guess, about like people kind of being a bit more hesitant about checking Hobo with the big bomb just because they're kind of worried about the bomb exploding on them. Or because you have to like kind of set that, well, you're forced to set the bomb down, right, before you talk to Hobo, and then the timer starts ticking.
Yeah, but you have enough time. I think it's usually just a thing of not knowing you can do that. In his case, it doesn't matter because after Pyramid he will go to Pod, so it's just better to check it without the bomb afterwards.
Oh, that does make sense, yeah. And yeah, like this is our first pendant dungeon dip, right? On Hitsu's side, or basically actually on the lane and Hitsu's side.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've been busy with crystals so far. which is
Yeah,
nice.
amazing, actually. Alright, so the lane's also now up the mountain, so it looks like all the stuff that Hitsu did, even though we did see that the mountain kind of yielded nothing, the lane is probably going to go too as well, so all the times could be pretty even.
We'll see. Maybe. So at first I thought that the lane would not touch the mountain at all, aside from Old Man, but maybe he'll just do West Death Mountain and then leave and do his other crystals.
Okay.
Because here is a crystal, so getting it out of the way right now makes sense, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. East Death Mountain, it's pretty dense, but it's also nice if you can just avoid it. And like he knows TR is a pendant. And
right.
He might not want to put himself in a situation where he has to make a decision about TR right now. He has 2 crystals open to him.
Oh yeah, no, that's also a really good point. And it's like it's not much different to get over to Dark Death Mountain, like just basically coming back from like the old man saving quit point, right? Versus like right now, like to basically like run over. So okay, that does make a lot of sense. Okay, so Hitsu was picking up his fire rod. Yeah, yep. I was actually curious, like, would you leave? Like, after, like, would you just go back to Skull Woods, like, with the fire rod? Hitsu was continuing to pod. I guess maybe
the issue is it's just 2 items in Skull Woods. Okay. It's just, not too appealing. He still needs 2 items for go mode, although the flute would unlock quite a bit. But yeah, I can definitely see just going into pod here, trying to find your progression there. It's the lane side interesting. He's just going to East Death Mountain. He's opening up TR. He's going to go in there, I think. He doesn't care about Swamp and he doesn't care about ice.
This is we've kind of seen this trend, you know, kind of happening on the lane side. Is the Ooga Booga strategy of not necessarily rushing your crystal dungeons. But again, you know, the lane has been quite successful, so you know you really can't. You know, you really can't argue with results.
He's fallen out of love a bit with his ice colors, so now we're just rushing TR.
You're right. And you know, and for what it's worth, we still do not know the full value of Ice Palace today, because I think that we did, you know, just skip an item in Ice Tea on Hitsu's side, so we don't necessarily know if that's actually has anything. Swamp Palace, for what it's worth, like, we don't know anything about left side, but everything else we've seen so far, like, there has been no value in these crystal dungeons. Even actually in Skull Woods, right? Okay, maybe Skull Woods is expected, you know, to not have any value, period. But, you know, I think the lane was also couldn't find what he was looking for. So, you know, for Hitsu to basically, you know, kind of go mow the dungeon, you know, I think it's going to save him a little bit of time.
Yeah, Forward had the cape, which puts Spike Cave in logic. Yoo-hoo.
Great. Also, the 3 bombs on Bumper Ledge. I just want to make that clear for the record. Yes, very true.
Yes, if you have any bombs, you can now go to Bumper Ledge Hitsu.
Well, so if the lane ever gets it, maybe he could consider those Bumper Ledge bombs instead of like the 7 times that he attempted at the very beginning to try to get part of the extra bomb from his house. What was 7 again? Ice Rod. Yeah. Oh, great. We love seeing these things that we love seeing pendant dungeons beget more pendant dungeons.
Well, Pedestal is in... No, it's not in logic. We still need Desert Access. So each would shed.
Yeah. But if we find the book though, right? Yeah?
Yeah, or the flute. Hitsu could just be the flute and, you know, he could hope for a K. No, never mind. TR is the other pendant. Never mind. Yes, it's definitely only the flute that could be... Or Quake, I guess. That could be on Pedestal for these guys.
Alright, so pod other than that cape so far though, we're still exploring. Would you finish Helma here, Jem? If there's an item?
Probably.
Probably? Okay.
Like, you already invested so much time to Pendant Port and it didn't have anything, so I don't know, at that point kinda gotta do Helma, I think.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, because, so, right, what are Hitsu's options kind of after this? I mean, he can still go to Skull Woods, that's certainly true. But, you know, as you did mention before, that's only 2 items, and so, and we don't have Mire access, we don't have Well, I guess he can do what the lane's doing. Oh no, he can't because he has no Canis Maria. Never mind. So he can't even get into the rock. So we can't get into desert. So I guess he has purple chest maybe. I think nobody did that.
Yeah,
right?
I guess there's. Yeah, he sounds Smiths right. Yeah, so there's purple chest. There's North Dark World with Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, and Catfish, and well. And at some point he will have to, maybe should have done Kingdom first, Hitsu. But yeah, surely at some point he will be forced to check Lumberjacks.
Surely. Oh good, a mushroom. Oh, I guess we just left pod, right? Given the fact that we kind of had a screen and then there's no way he finished pod in that time, so...
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what was in the last chest of pod. We'll see after King's Tomb.
Okay, this is gonna be the infamous King's Tomb into Bonkrox into Lumberjack. Yes? Surely. Not like we have anywhere else left to go, right, Hitsu? Right.
There's the purple chest, there's Left Swamp, there's Ice Tea, there's...
Great,
there's
yes.
Eastern Vicky chest.
Oh. I guess maybe there is Captain, okay.
I will
say, yeah, like, I will say that, Hitsu has so much endurance built up from so many other rando seasons he played, but I feel like at this point, like, nothing really kind of, like, phases him anymore. Like, I don't know, like, personally, like, on an anxiety level, like, if I didn't check these, like, literally, like, one thing didn't, I would be so worried. We're not checking Lumberjack, never mind.
Oh, yeah, Sick Kid too.
Oh, right, that's right. We do have Sick Kid? If this is the flute, dude, like, okay, it's thankfully just 10 arrows. Oh, that was actually kind of a nice recovery on the lane side. I mean, he wasn't in one-hit KO mode, but against those floating Skulltulas, like, it does do quite a bit of damage, so I think he just worried about his health. So nice dash, basically, to get out of that situation. Okay, so I didn't quite catch this on the lane side. Maybe there was an item in the big chest, or Hitsu will just go straight to the back, just like what the lane did. So. Maybe this is Hitsu's version of we'll do, just like what the lane did. We'll do Skullwoods from back to front. We will walk out of Skullwoods and we will do Graveyard Ledge into Lumberjack check. I'm trying to think of any scenario where he could just get eyes on that Samaria. This was like sitting there. Okay, red mail or gray mail for Thelaine, man, and this is one of those things. Okay, so clearly Thelaine does have the Fire Rod, which means that he can certainly make it very, very fun, basically all the way to Trinex, right? But of course, we've seen this many a scenario happen before, where where's the Ice Rod from your perspective? It's just sitting in its rando home, on Laser Bridge somewhere. And so it would be really good for Thelaine to be able to finish this dungeon. We know that he can't because Hitsu found the Ice Rod in pod. And I think this has been brought up before, if something is on Trinex, well, Thelaine, that would be actually very, very unfortunate for Thelaine because he can't get it. Those were silvers.
Yeah, Hitsu kinda needs the flute on Trinex maybe. Considering he still refused to check Lumberjacks and still doesn't know where his Canis.
Yeah, and kind of, we've certainly seen, in previous races before where, maybe like you go into an early pendant, like you go into a pendant dungeon early, but you can't finish it, and then, but kind of by that consequence, right? When is the time that you go back to finish that pendant dungeon, right? And sometimes, again, if you make the right decision and you go back earlier and you get your go mode item from there, then, that's really, really beneficial. But if you don't, that kind of like walls off your chances of getting anything really from that dungeon. Alright.
Oh, there it is.
There is the flute.
The name?
That is... Yep,
Doesn't go
I think
more.
that's it, right? That
Wait,
is it. Well,
That was...
wait,
that
would you
was...
not check the last one?
Yeah, you should totally check the last one. It could
Okay,
be
because
quick.
that could be quick, right? Okay, because
Yeah.
you already got this. Okay, all right. Copium, everyone. Just yeah. We're gonna activate the flute. We're gonna go to Meyer. And it's gonna be either it's gonna be ether. We're gonna be all happy on the lane side, and then everything's.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's... I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to the lane. Find the map and the compass maybe in TR. Maybe that's the last
Maybe
two items.
this could be.
But yeah, if he did, then or well, if he did find one of those rather, then he should have definitely checked the last chest.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like Windfox kind of confirming. Yeah, that it was a compass was not. Yeah, so there was at least one more item available.
Okay.
So that's
Well, that's...
again, we're gonna find out in
It'll
like
be
30
fine.
seconds. Yeah, we're gonna find out soon. Oh, okay. So there was an item in the big chest. So I guess for what it's worth, both the lane and Hitsu, is gonna full clear out. Going from back to front is the right way to get all the items out of Skullwoods. Are we leaving? We're not leaving. Okay.
No.
The lane believes it's
And
ether.
it's
It is
ether.
ether. All right. Well, that is official
Right.
go mode for the lane. He was never punished for not checking the last chest in Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
Good thing also we
Also
have
not punished for not touching his crystals and going to a pendant dungeon instead.
Yeah.
Very good
for what
decision-making.
it's
Like
for
that.
what it's worth, I believe when he got knocked out of the casual boots tournament, he it seemed like the right play for that particular seed or for that situation was you just rushed Turtle Rock, and well, the lane wanted to be part of that winning strategy this time around, so here we are. We rushed Turtle Rock. Yeah, but I think in this case,
Yeah.
right? So all of the, for what it's worth, all of the stuff that Hitsu has skipped so far, minus that lumberjack knowledge check, has been actually very it's been very beneficial for Hitsu, right? No Minilbiki chest in Eastern Palace. That was we saw that was useless, but given that we know around now where the flute is, right? Left side swamp is useless. Iced tea is useless. Right, all of the things that he, assuming he doesn't go back on, right? He's going. I mean, that is still time saved over the lane.
Yeah, but as always, it's just have to make one skip, and that ruins everything for you. And in Hitsu's case, it was lumberjacks. It's... I can see why you would skip it. It takes maybe a while to be in Logic. Sometimes you just essentially get it for free when the game forces you to do Aga for Dark World access anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. If there's one mode where you should maybe check lumberjacks, it's probably this one, because you just have the boots already.
Yeah, you have boots and you have a sword. I mean, well, it's just like the number of items you need to access Aga. It suddenly becomes a lot. Aga and lumberjack, right? Suddenly becomes like a lot shorter, right? You only need one more sword to go find it. You only need one more cape. It's like, and I guess you need a lamp, right? But I mean, it's just like versus like you're just playing completely like open, open sea, like no starting items, right? It's much, you have a lot more leeway basically for an Aga seed. Yeah. Well, I mean, Hitsu still, I guess, like, looks like things are just maybe slightly delayed on his side due to some technical difficulties, but, maybe Hitsu will have checked Lumberjack after Skullwoods, right?
Yeah, there isn't much left. He kind of has to go there soon, right? There's North Dark World, and that's it. Purple chest too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess we are technically, okay, again, like the benefit of not having a flu, it has. Okay, I'll just, I'll finish my thought after we go back online.
Hmm. Oh, on stream there's video again.
Oh, but we can't watch here on Discord?
Yeah, looks like it. Well, it seems that they can hear us, so I guess we can keep talking now. Hello, chat.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Well, we are maybe slightly delayed for, but okay, yes. We will make the best of what we have so far. Yes. Okay. I'm really glad in this case, back in team has worked out some of the technical difficulties. So at least I'm really glad we actually have game feed audio again. Looks like the lane and is basically just finishing up Swamp Palace. So yeah, he's in full go mode. He doesn't have to do anything, and at least according to actually, what has he all done? Is this his last crystal? Or he still has Ice Palace?
Looks like Ice is missing, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna see a flawless zero cycle Argus here, and then...
Yes, absolutely.
we're gonna see a nice one cycle Argus here.
I believe the lane also has a bit of a reputation for what it's worth with phase 2 of Argus. He does have silvers out, which is still on track. He has done flawless, okay? This is everything that I've ever expected out of the lane, is to do a single silver arrow shot into phase 2. Well done.
Perfection.
Yes, certainly he has. You know, and again, it really just shows he has a lot of practice, right? Because in the past, he's only done many, many more arrows. Really got to see that he's improved his accuracy.
Yeah, meanwhile, Hitsu, he's cleaning up every terrible check that is not Lumberjacks.
No. Oh no.
Probably something along the lines of, if Terrain has checked Lumberjacks early, then I've lost anyway, so I will go to the bad checks instead. And ensure I don't have any fun finishing the suit.
So I guess, is this maybe one of the reasons why you decided I think we asked you earlier, right? Like, if you would do Helma, right? Like, as he, when Hitsu first came into this dungeon. I mean, is this kind of like the flip side, right? Is if you don't do Helma, then you're coming back basically just to do Helma, which is an extra. I guess it's quite a bit of time commitment, basically, to just get this one, either pendant or or the item.
Yeah, it's also just the issue, like, you invested all that time into pod and you didn't find anything, so like if you went here and your opponent didn't, pretty good odds that you're kind of screwed anyway, so might as well just while you're there kill Helma and hope that he has the last item you need.
Can anything even be on Helma at this point? I mean, that's useful to us, right? Like, or maybe even like remotely useful to Hitsu. Like, maybe Quake can be here. I mean, I know we don't need Quake, but maybe from Hitsu's perspective, right? Like, that could be something that still gives him, like, some hope, right? That this dungeon was worth it. Because again, he doesn't have the flute yet, so he doesn't know what's at Mire. But we certainly know we're not gonna get mitts. we're not gonna get sorry, not Mitz. We're not gonna get Kane Samaria, and we're not gonna get a flute on Helma. So
Yeah, we could get the powder to get another copium check going. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing good to find there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was even thinking about, can we, I mean, I understand that this is, you should not ever fake powder, but, you know, is fake powder on the table? And the answer actually is no. So, Kena Samaria is Hitsu, one of the Hitsu's items that is just on Lumberjack that he still doesn't know about, and the mushrooms, I believe, in TR. So, both items are not available to us, so he can't really even kind of like sequence break that check.
Here we are at Coldstay on the lane side. He's about to get his last crystal. And he's gonna be off to GT now. Right. And yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Hitsu discarded his delay.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. But looks like Hitsu probably was not feeling the greatest about his particular seed, and I guess we don't know if he ever did get knowledge on Samaria. So the race result, I think, at least looks like that does say that Hitsu has forfeited the race. I think even before the lane had finished. But of course, you know, this still being an official league race, the lane does have to finish the seed and achieve a result. In order to at least, you know, get some number of points for his team. Granted, I think the lane actually has acknowledged that that Hisu has forfeited, so he just needs to finish it. Granted, he's already in go mode, so he's probably not, you know, as worried. But still, he does still need to finish up GT and then go begin. I'm glad that the lane still has the good habit of not holding your sword out, you know, for these tournament seeds. It's
yes,
gonna
he
save
hasn't
him.
been ruined by fast run yet.
Is it, how long is it? Half a second? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like half a second or whatever that
Okay.
you save on lag by not having your sword out and also being 1 pixel lower than right up against GT.
Like, it's like, on the one hand, you know, like I am all in favor of time saves. On the other hand, it's like, if you have tempered sword, like, don't you want to show it off? You know, aren't we happy to see a tempered sword going into GT?
Yes, that's actually a good point. Just another reason why we should be playing with fast ROM instead of slow ROM.
And you really have to basically, you know, have some faith, you know, in GT if you're only coming here with fighter sword. Well, I guess in casual boost you can't come here with anything less than fighter sword. But I guess I'm just trying to think, like, in maybe other modes, like, you could in theory be in 2-sword go mode, right? Going into GT, maybe. I'm trying to think if there's a layout that can actually happen.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. As long as Galwood's, Maya, and TR are pendants, you don't need a sword to get to GT.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right. Okay. That's my hope for next Open 7-7 seed is that exact pendant layout.
No.
Only to have a 2-sword go mode.
How would you do that to people?
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Imagine having to play a sword. See, that's just miserable.
Oh, I know. I mean, man, you know, like sometimes, you know, like for what it's worth, you know, like League does take feedback from people, you know, for whatever modes people, you know, have tried out and, you know, express their opinions for. League swordless was a thing. I think in season 4, I want to say, and you know, I think there was some feedback on that.
Yeah, it seems like there's a reason why Sawless is not in League anymore.
Instead, do you know what we brought back? Pilot spoiler. I am so excited for week 4. So of course next week is almost all dungeons. It is a variation on 80 keys. I think that's also been a pretty, I won't say staple, for League, but it's certainly been a very common one throughout the seasons. But oh my gosh, pilot spoiler week after that. I'm so excited.
Yeah, pilot spoiler is always a blast. I'm very much looking forward to it myself. It's so nice. You just get to play and you don't, have to think of what to do because that's what your pilot does.
Exactly. And you hope that you really trust your pilot to go find you boots. And don't be the pilot that like has like the boots like in the front of, let's say, Skull Woods or something like that, and then you decided to just never go there until you find the fire rod, which is like buried somewhere. You are allowed to double dip dungeons, especially for boots. I actually probably more skewed to double dip dungeons, that dungeon, if you are looking specifically for boots. Just saying.
Yeah, you should always ensure that your runner has the most fun playing the scene.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Tempered boots. Your runner doesn't need anything else. Health? No, don't worry about it. Armor? Don't worry about it. Just tempered sword, 3 hearts, green mail with boots. That's all you need.
Yes. That is correct. I agree.
So we're taking this big GT Biggie is really taking its sweet time to present itself. It's like fashionably late, but not the fashionable part.
Yeah, it's just plain late. How dare it?
Yeah, I mean, don't they? Okay, so I do know that Hitsu and the lane, and yourself included, are in Germany. So it is like 4 p.m. or something like that, 5 p.m. Yeah, so it is, quite late. Yes, for those of us on, the United States, it's a bit earlier. I think Windfox is actually even 2 hours earlier than before this. So this is like 9 a.m. for him. So we don't need things to be late here.
It's okay. I'm sure today we'll finish in time so you can have lunch.
Yeah, nap first, then lunch. Yes.
Oh, okay. Sure.
All right. So
gotta be prepared for lunch.
Yeah. Nice. I like the chest turn on the lane side, by the way. We did get an extra, like frame time save or something in order to get the GT key approved.
Yeah, that definitely saves time when you're about to mirror. It's definitely still very important for swag. Like, you always have to look good opening chests, so you should always chest turn.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's the whole point of this game, right? Is the fun part and the look cool part. We should only ever do stuff that looks cool, right? We should just ban everything else that doesn't look cool. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, like holding right is extremely uncool. So.
Yeah, that's true. Holding right does not actually look like a lot of fun. That includes the controller. That includes the runner as well. I feel like the A button is very much a button that likes to not collect dust. So.
Yeah, it's supposed to stir up dust and then make you run. Like so.
Yes.
Thanks for demonstrating today.
Yes. Yeah, this looks like a very comfortable gauntlet for him so far. I mean, we also what are in his bottles? We apparently at least one fairy in a bottle. I remember that from Lake Hylia Islands. But he also got red mail. We did find silvers also in Turtle Rock as well. So we got tempered silvers. Yep. Should be and we got the lamp even. So we don't need anything basically.
Yeah, everything you could possibly want. Terrain has it. Except for a second small key to GT.
Oh, it's okay. He will just check Mini Helma right. That has like the solution to every single one of his problems in Rando. Whatever he needs is going to be in that chest. So.
Yeah, for sure. I understand.
Yeah, for some context, he was in a race in Casual Boost tournament earlier with GFE. It was really neck and neck, as in probably like 5 to seconds apart. In Mini Helma room, the lane decides to check Mini Helma right chest of all places, and he got silvers out of it. So it was quite the turnaround.
Yeah, very, very well. I'm not sure if I want to say necessary because GFE did end up falling to Molten 2, but
yeah, well, right. But I guess at that point we did not know
with
that.
winning. Yeah. at the time, it looked like that would make the difference.
Mhm.
But then Molam 2 also had a word with GFE.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. That jerk. We are not checking Mini Moldorm. Oh, you know what? I think maybe at this point, maybe the lane does know that Hitsu had forfeited, so maybe he doesn't care anymore. He could just, and again, this is, he just needs to achieve a result, right? And he just needs to finish this race. So whatever,
Yeah.
I'm sure the lane won't like purposely drag his feet, right? But he certainly does not have to be in a, is my opponent done? Like, where is my opponent in this race? Like, what's happening? Like, is dot done coming? Etc.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks... Yeah, it happened like 40 seconds ago at this point, and that Hitsu forfeit. At least that's when you discarded his delay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Alright, yeah, thanks Moonfox for also kind of confirming this as well. Alright, well, I mean, the lane has made it through the gauntlet. We have so much health going. Actually, you know what? We have exactly the amount of health that we're expecting from a normal quote-unquote NMG run. We just happen to have silvers, red mail, it's like what we've done Pyramid Fairy and picked up all of the prizes, for for the game. But it does not seem like all of this extra equipment is going to help you on Aga 2, because this guy, I don't think cares what you have. But that's a really nice triple.
Yeah, he's still impossible. The only thing that you can use to help you is the cape sometimes.
Oh, so you can not take damage, I guess, and then
yeah, so the balls can just fly through you, and you can hit them as they pass through you. It's the the strat where you sometimes hit Aga so you get iframes. It's essentially the same, just that instead you have more iframes with the cape.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, this one does make a lot of sense. Yeah, I've seen that strat being used every once in a while. Basically, you purposely take damage and get the iframes. And it was actually really cool. I don't know if I ever would have thought of that on my own, but that's why obviously these people who speedrun these things are significantly more talented. So.
Right. Just the Ganon away from finishing the C tier.
We're almost there. The lane, I don't know if he missed that dat, or I don't know if that would matter. It looks like he's gonna get the 1-on-1, right?
I didn't count, but surely.
Okay, yeah, looks great, as expected from the lane. Yeah, I think so. With this, this as provided the lane finishes, he's going to put his team. Terranigma is a great game on the board, for League, taking a win for Casual Boots this week. As soon as Ganon stops moving, we're going to achieve a result, right?
Yep. That's 2 silver hits. And there's the other 2, and we're done.
Perfect. All right. Well, yeah, well played, the lane. Made a lot of great decisions, and also, didn't expose himself, I think, to too much risk as well. So get your G's in chat for the lane. Taking a win, a very definite win for his team. Terranigma is a great game over Hitsu. Of course, yeah, get your G's in chat for Hitsu as well. For certainly, well, I think for what had happened right in the seed when he decided to skip Lumberjack early on. He did make, I would say, quite a few great decisions. Given what he didn't know, right? So.
Yeah, most of his skips paid off, except for the one.
Yeah. Hello, we are also joined here by today's victor, the lane. GG's.
GG's. GG's the lane.
Thank you.
Congrats on the win.
So, the lane, have you ever considered skipping Lumberjack in Casual Boots?
I mean, I've done it before, but I don't think it's smart to do. I can see it in open, and then whenever you get boots or you check, what is it called, bumper ledge, you mirror and you check it, that is kind of alright, but I think in Casual Boots you should just go there.
Okay, well, that mentality certainly has paid off for you. I don't know if you had chatted with Hitsu at all, post-race. He did not know where Samaria was. That was somewhat of a blocker for the rest of his seat, unfortunately.
So, what made you decide to rush, maybe not rush, but go to Pendant TR over clearing 2 crystals that have a combined 9 items?
I don't know. I mean, I got what was it? Like I saw Kane early, right? And then I did Agar as soon as I found the lamp in, I think it was King's Tomb, right? And then I figured, you know what, let's just, do the 2 crystals that are like on the way, grab my cane, go up the mountain, and then hopefully I get flute up there already. But then I didn't get it, and then I saw, okay, T-Rock is bombos, and then I thought, do I go in or do I just like clear the crystals, as you said? Because it's kind of like an Ice Road Go mode, right? It's like that one item, like my entire map is green, and you already feel bad. You're like, oh man, no matter which decision I make, this is gonna hurt me either way. So might as well just go into T-Rock since I'm right here and just do it. And yeah, and I also really thought I should do Hera Basement, but then I figured I can always come back later, maybe pair it with Ether Tablet and Spy Cave, which was, I mean, it's still not in logic for me, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, then I got mids and Thief Sound. I was like, oh man, do I go north or do I go south? Like, what's the play here, right? Like, I also thought about doing Hammer Packs and then going north into Skullwoods. But then I figured, you know what? Nah, I'll just do that stuff first, and then if that's nothing, I can always come back and go south from here. Probably after doing Ice and Swamp.
Yeah, that sounds very reasonable. But yeah, I agree. Once you're there east of mountain and TR is accessible, like you just kind of have to go in. Like either you go in or you just leave it until very last and then cry when your go mode is there.
I was also debating just doing the first 3, but then I figured, yeah, I mean, if I'm already going in there, might as well just go all the way to the end. Maybe I'll find Ice Rod, get the green pendant, maybe not. Maybe it's like a medallion that's required for Maya. That was also a thought in my head, right? Like sometimes, I don't know, like Quake decides to hide deep in T-Rock or something.
Yeah. Were you at all worried that Quake could be the last chest on Laser Bridge?
When I mirrored out, I was like, wait, maybe I should have just opened that.
Okay, you're never punished in Rando? That's how it works?
That's not how it works. No, I mean, I got lucky there. I got bailed out, I guess. I mean, should have opened the chest, obviously, but then it's still 66% chance, and then you also have, like, everything else open. What are the chances this is gonna be Quake? So while I activated the flute, I thought to myself, this is fine, right?
Out of curiosity, like, if you had the Ice Rod, would you have finished Trinex?
Yeah.
If you would have remembered, in this case, you had to open the last chest.
I mean, if I didn't find flute, right, then I would have defeated Trinex for the green pendant.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm wondering if you had flute, and then but you're still looking for Quake potentially, right? Like, would you make that extra, I don't know, minute plus investment? That's what I was curious about.
I don't think so. Yeah. I'm not sure, actually. No idea. Maybe.
Well, in that case, that's a good thing you didn't go to Port first, because Port had the Ice Rod. It also had Cape to put Spy Cape in Logic. So very good decision to pick TR over Port.
I mean, you say good decision to pick this over that, but I mean, I was already like in front of the dungeon, right? In my opinion, it's always kind of not great, like going away from this, and then later on it turns out you have to come back, right? Like, does that make sense? So
for sure.
For me, it felt like I didn't really have a choice but to go in there. I mean, the other route would have been I do not do TR and then I do the crystals, then either Pod or like Smith Chain and Stumpy and all that stuff. Like that would be the alternative route, and then I last locate T-Rock.
Yeah, I fully agree that at that point you kind of have to go in.
Yeah, I mean you have to last locate something anyway, right? Like that's how the game goes. And as I said, since this is like an Ice Rod hunt, but it's the flute instead of the Ice Rod, can be anywhere. Like it doesn't really matter where you go. You just pray that you're lucky.
I mean, it's certainly everything. I mean, everything you did today worked out pretty well, honestly. Like,
aside from farming that bomb in front of Link's house.
Oh,
I mean, isn't it 50-50? Like, how often did I reset? Like 7 or 8 times? Like, what's the
yeah,
chance?
we counted 7.
There was what 7 in German?
I don't remember. I was really hoping that you wouldn't ask. I'll have to go back and figure it out. What is it?
7.
7. Okay, I remember saying
Yes.
it once. Okay, I'll just have to remember. You know what, Elaine? The next time, if you farm that bomb, try and take 7 attempts, all right, to get one, and then I'll say it on stream.
Okay, all right. I mean, at some point, I like after the 4th time, I was like, wait, I mean, like, can that even, you know, refill down there? Or like, if I go in and out of the house, I was so close to just saving and quitting and, you know, going somewhere else because I was super mad.
I was actually wondering if you were like at some point, like, would it have been faster just go buy bombs from the bomb shop? But you were really close to 500.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to spend more money.
No, I didn't. That's why I didn't do it. I had 495, I think. That's why I was so insistent on just getting that one bomb, so I can just do a hype cave and then move on, because I wouldn't need bombs for a while. And then maybe get money to buy more, or, you know, just find some, as I did right after on the pyramid.
Yeah, that's right.
Clearly, you should have just routed there first.
Yeah. And then skip hype cave. Did hype cave even have anything?
Flippers?
The flippers and bombos.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, I guess, yeah, they were both kind of required in the scene. Oh, yeah, that was another thing Hitsu did immediately, too, was, like, he went from hype cave, he just went straight into swamp, and then you went north, right? Into pyramid and catfish?
Yeah. I saw swamp was available. I kind of hate going swamp early, because it always makes me do that weird decision on, do I do left side right now and just clear it, or do I skip it, but then I might have to come back later, and I don't know, I hate making that decision for some reason, so I thought I should just, like, especially since I found flippers right there, I was like, hell yeah, let's just go and do Hobo and then Mirror to Zora and all that stuff. Like, I just figured that, you know, would turn out pretty good. Then I got my Fire Rod, which I honestly have no idea when I would have gotten that otherwise, because I'm a Hobo skipper. So
yeah,
that kind of
was
worked out.
definitely fortunate that you got a Fire Rod there. Hitsu didn't get it until he decided to go to pod, and I assume it would have been like a similar situation for you.
Yeah. I don't know, I always feel bad, like, running all the way to Hobo. I don't know why. Unless you can mirror right there, right? But, like, just fluting to 8 and then swimming all the way up there for one check, I don't know, it always feels really bad to me.
No, yeah, it's definitely super slow. Which, yeah, is why it's just so much better to try and get it from the Dark World.
Well, I mean, congratulations, Elaine. Like, you took a win for a casual boost and put your team on the board, so that's pretty awesome. You were also in Team Awesome. That was not an intended connection, but that's, but here we are. So actually, looking forward to next week. Are you playing, or is like Rusty in?
I think I'm playing every week. So.
Oh really? Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Have you practiced any of the AAD seeds? Are you going to practice any of them?
I might do a seed or two, probably, to just see what it feels like, and, you know, like the gotchas, to figure those out. Because, like, thinking about it is one experience, but, like, playing it and actually, you know, being in the middle of a seed is another one. So I will do at least one seed and then figure it out and then go from there, I guess.
All right, sounds good. Best of luck to you guys. Should be a good time. All right. Any other thoughts then before we kind of like wrap things up? Thank you so much for racing. It was really appreciative. I mean, thank you of course Hitsu as well. This was really fun. Watching you guys kind of like go toe to toe. You know, like, well, former teammates now, but actually you guys are still current teammates, right? In the German duality tournament.
Sorry, say that again.
You guys are. I would say like you were former teammates from League, but also current teammates, right? You guys are in the German co-op duality tournament.
Yeah,
hopefully gonna start up soon again.
Yeah, they had like a week break to figure out the brackets. I think the reveal stream is in like an hour or something, and then we'll see who we have to play. And I think it picks back up next week.
Okay, well, best of luck. I mean, should be a lot of fun. But yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'll be on the lookout for your races. All right.
All right. Thank you both for commentating once again, and also for tracking. Let me disable this WindFox.
W ... Yes.
Yeah, because the streamer mode just only had the W. I was like, should maybe disable it to see who tracked. But yeah, thank you guys so much as always.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for racing. I mean, again, it was really. I mean, it's always fun to be able to watch. It's always able to watch fun. Fun to watch Hitsu, especially together. Against each other. Just a really fun time. Thank you so much, WinFox. Definitely did. Really great job of tracking. Even power through all the technical difficulties throughout the stream. Was definitely very accurate. Thank you so much for reminding us, like all of the different items, like where things were, where things weren't. So really do appreciate that. See you most likely. Assuming we get a channel. We'll see you probably hopefully tomorrow also for tracking for Gem versus Tabby tomorrow at 1 p.m. So that should also be fun. And of course, best of luck to the lane and Hitsu moving forward. Gem, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, likewise. Blast as always to commentate with you. Thanks for putting on the show, the lane. Thank you for tracking WinFox. Yeah, had a good time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So in terms of actually Brando today, there are no more invitational matches, but there is one open league match for let's see, Jetomon versus Shinmaru, 2:40 Eastern this afternoon on the ALTTPR League. So that's commentated by Norse Maddie and Mindium, tracked by TJ. So and Arturo's restreaming that. So certainly going to be quite fun. And then tomorrow. There are, I guess, actually a good number of matches for the rest of Casual Boost Week for Invitational. Starting, I think, looks like 11 a.m. Tomorrow. Sinhi versus Ravis, Skelly versus Tam, Jem versus Tabby, Matt versus Telmaran, Humbug versus Adalor. So yeah, a lot of really like high profile, like very high talents Casual Boost matches. So hopefully we'll get some channels assigned by the end of the day, and then we'll see you all for some more rando coming up. Till then, have a great day.